So the next website is collegeboard.org. Okay. And when you go to the search window and type in collegeboard.org, this is where it pops up to. And this website can help you identify some colleges. And we can do that by clicking on the college search, which is right here. Click on that one, and it will pop you to this page here. And you can go through these filters to identify some different colleges. So we're going to look at type of school, and we're going to click on a 4-year school. And now you can see we've got 2,248 schools on our list. And then we can specify size, or public or private or for-profit. If you want to go to an all-boys or all-girls school, we can specify that. This tab here, of course, is location. You can specify the number of miles, or you can specify, I want to go to school in the south or southwest or whatever category. And I would use this, the location, as a factor of creating your college list if you have a list that's too big. Okay, right now leave that open, but with 2,000 schools, that's a lot to look at. But as we go through this, if we still have a lot of schools, then we can go in and use location and that. Okay, campus housing, and again, especially if you're looking at a school outside of your state, or if you're looking at it that's maybe 50 or 100 miles away from home, where you will have to live in the dorm or something, you might want to click on on-campus housing must be guaranteed for first-year students or something like that. Okay. The next one is majors, and in this one you can type in whatever major it is that you're looking at. And I typed in engineering, and I clicked that one, and now that eliminated a bunch of schools. So now we're down to 292 schools. Okay. And again, you can go through sports and activities. You can go through applying. This one right here, we can specify if it is one of those 53 schools with a 25% admission ratio or less, or we can use some of the other categories in that. You can also specify by your test scores. And academic credit, if you are taking any AP classes, we can specify that, etc. Okay? So, and then in paying, again, I would leave this section blank because, again, it's misleading. We don't know what the college is going to give you just yet. And I have many students who cross off a college simply because the price tag, the sticker price on it is big. And they're like, there's no way we can afford that. And there's a reason why colleges have, especially the private schools, why they have a big sticker price. $52,000, $62,000 to go to college for 1 year. That's crazy, isn't it? But the reason why they have that is because they know someone's going to pay it. There are some wealthy families out there that are willing to just pay it. And these colleges also have an enormous endowment fund, and they're willing to hand out scholarships to compete with the local state schools and all that. Okay, so again, don't cross off a college based solely on the sticker price until you've done all the different numbers and stuff. Okay, so there are some other things in here that you can look at. So we'll go ahead and we'll close this window here. And so now we've got 292 colleges. That's too many for me to look at. I am just going to pick the West. And now we've got 54 colleges. Okay, so that's a manageable number in that. So if it's under 100, that gets to be a little bit more manageable. Okay, so what popped up on our list? ASU, and of course my alma mater, Biola. Okay, now you can click on it, and you can read some of the statistics about the college. Okay, so there's some things that I do want to point out here. on this page here is we've got just some basic demographic information. We've got a link to the website. We've got how many students are in the school and how many graduate in 6 years and blah, blah, blah. And then we've got these other tabs here on the left-hand side. There's a couple things I want you to look at. And one of those is majors and learning environments. And the reason why we want to look at this is because we want to look at the most popular majors. And we want to look in this category and go, okay, which one of these categories here is underrepresented? And we've got engineering at 5% and business marketing at 16%. This is actually a pretty balanced school in that. I've seen some schools where they've got 30–40% in one major and whatever. But at this particular school, they may want to try and boost up their engineering department and get those numbers up in that. Okay? Then the other thing I want you to look at is campus life. And we want to look at this section here. Here's the ethnic diversity on it. So if you can fit into one of these smaller categories over here, that would be beneficial. And then we also want to look at the gender split on it. So with that 50-50, that's I'd say that's very balanced. And that if that was 60% one gender versus another, then again they may want to try and recruit more of those students. So the reason why I'm showing you these things is because when you are looking at your list of colleges, you want to know some of these different facts so that you can position yourself when you're applying to these different schools and that. Okay? The next thing I want you to look at is applying. And we want to look in this category here. What is important? And at Arizona State University, what's important is academic GPA, class rank, and SAT scores, SAT and ACT scores, and that. So what else is important? Taking some rigorous classes, AP honors classes while you're in high school and that. Okay? And they also consider state residency. The reason why they consider state residency is they're going to offer in-state and out-of-state costs. Okay? Under the application requirements, we want to look at this section here to determine if the school requires the SAT subjects tests or not. Okay? Now, whenever you see required or recommended, whenever you see recommended, cross it off and put in required, okay? Because that makes you competitive, okay? The last thing I want to show you under the applying tab is the SAT and ACT scores. So when you're taking the test, what you want to do is you want to fall into that category. This category right here is called the middle 50, and you actually want to try and shoot to be on the upper end of that middle 50 or beyond that. Okay, because again, that makes you a desirable student, so that when they report you, they can increase their rankings and that. Okay. These publications have taken such a foothold in these colleges that they're literally scrambling to do anything and everything they can to increase those rankings and stuff. Okay. The last thing I want to show you on this page here, applying, is request information on CollegeBoard's website. You can click on this, and it will pop you to this website here. We're looking at freshmen, and then there it is. So you would fill all that information in, name, address, etc., and then click submit, and you will be on their mailing list. And we want to do that. Okay? So let's talk about the hidden information.